Real estate is more than property lines and profit margins. It's a legacy. For many of us, the earliest lessons about money, ownership, and security came not from Wall Street analysts or YouTube gurus, but from the kitchen tables and porches of our grandparents. Their wisdom was born out of lived experience, raising families through uncertain times, saving carefully, and understanding the value of land, home, and community. And while the real estate landscape has evolved dramatically, the principles they live by remain just as powerful today. This is the blueprint we often overlook: generational wisdom as a superpower in today's market. Opening the vault, timeless wisdom. What if the secret to your financial freedom isn't a new app, but advice from generations past? I'll never forget my grandmother's words. Russell, don't ever sell land if you don't have to. They aren't making more of it. At the time, I didn't fully grasp it, but she had unlocked the core truth of real estate. Scarcity and patience build value. Our grandparents didn't have Zillow, Redfin, or investment podcasts. They had experience, conversations at the barbershop or church, and a careful eye on what was happening around town. They used intuition and community insight as their data. That may sound old-fashioned, but when combined with today's technology, it becomes an edge most people ignore. Think of it as opening a vault. Inside is timeless guidance, slow, steady wealth-building strategies that cut through the noise of today's hype-driven investing culture. Grandparents' blueprint, then versus now, buy and hold. Then, grandparents weren't in a rush. They bought a home or piece of land intending to keep it for life. They knew that wealth grows in decades, not days. Now, today you hear stories of flipping, wholesaling, and fast exits. But investors who hold property, even through market cycles, often end up with the greatest rewards. Instructional takeaway: don't let impatience rob you of appreciation. Choose one property to commit to long-term and track its growth over the years. Location, location, location. Then, they judged areas by schools, job opportunities, and whether the neighborhood felt safe and solid. Now, we have access to analytics, crime maps, heat maps, and job growth data. But the truth hasn't changed. Location drives value. Instructional takeaway: next time you analyze a property, don't just run numbers. Visit the area at night, talk to locals, and ask, would I feel comfortable living here? Avoiding debt. Then, carrying a mortgage was considered a burden, not leverage. Families celebrated when the note was paid off. Now, leverage can build wealth faster, but only when used wisely. Reckless debt is just as dangerous today as it was then. Instructional takeaway: always have a repayment plan before you borrow. Never stretch yourself so thin that one vacancy or repair knocks you out. Stories from the Homestead, case studies, the strategic win. A grandmother in the 1960s bought a duplex for $12,000. She lived in one unit and rented out the other, using the rent to cover her mortgage. That one property funded her retirement and still generates income for her grandchildren. Lesson: today, this strategy is called house hacking. It works just as well now as it did then. Live in one unit, rent the other, and let your tenants pay down your loan. The missed opportunity. I once heard a story about a grandfather that passed on buying farmland just outside of town, thinking it was too far out. That land is now worth millions sitting inside a thriving suburb. Lesson: sometimes the biggest opportunities come from thinking long-term. Today, that might mean looking at emerging neighborhoods, small towns with planned infrastructure, or areas near universities. Instructional takeaway: apply these lessons to today's landscape. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, just adapt proven strategies to new tools. REITs, real estate investment trusts, are today's version of pooling resources with neighbors. Short-term rentals are the modern spin on providing furnished boarding rooms. The game has changed, but the principles haven't. The generational edge beyond money. Grandparents taught us lessons that money alone can't buy. Patience. Good things take time. Resilience. You hold when markets dip instead of panicking. Community building. Homes are more than investments. They are roots. Perspective. Real estate is a decades-long game, not a sprint. This mindset builds more than wealth. It creates financial discipline and stability. It forces us to think beyond short-term profits and to see real estate as a vehicle for impact and legacy. Passing this wisdom forward is crucial. When we share these principles with our children and grandchildren, we're not just leaving them property, we're leaving them literacy, resilience, and a generational roadmap to freedom. Your legacy starts now. Actionable steps. Wisdom only matters when we use it. Here's how to take the first steps. 1. Talk to your elders. This week, ask a parent, grandparent, older relative, friend, or mentor, what was your smartest real estate move? What do you wish you had done differently? Write it down. You'll collect wisdom that no textbook or YouTube tutorial can teach. 2. Research property history. Pick a neighborhood near you. Visit the local county records or historical society website and track how property values shifted over the past 30 to 50 years. Notice the patterns. Instructional step. Ask yourself, what triggered the growth? Jobs, schools, infrastructure? Use this lens to predict where growth might happen next. 3. Start a legacy fund. Open a savings account or envelope labeled Legacy Down Payment. Whether you add $50 or $500 each week, commit to it. The act of setting money aside reinforces the discipline our grandparents lived by. Closing thought and call to action. Your grandparents' blueprint is more than nostalgia. It's a proven path to wealth and stability. If you're 50 plus and stepping into real estate, you don't need to chase the latest trend. You already have a vault of wisdom in your family history. Challenge. Have that conversation with your elders this week. Action. Research one neighborhood's history or start your legacy fund. Impact. Share your family's real estate wisdom in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights to help you build wealth and leave a legacy after 50. Your legacy doesn't start tomorrow. It starts today with wisdom, action, and the determination to build something lasting.